in.
Oh my God!
Okay, I thought someone was punking us.
Oh, and you can't see us, can you?
No!
Rock X.
That's got to be them.
Yeah, that's Richard Orwell Thompson. That's what he said.
No,
Oh, he said that?
phone's not on.
That's hysterical. I just thought it was.
Yeah, and then X for the.
Well, what a surprise, guys. Did someone spread the word? Because look at all the people hopping on now.
Oh my God.
Increase your team calls.
I think Heidi said that she got the invite.
Well,
I think Heidi said she got the invite.
she's on our group page, so a lot of times y'all don't know that Heidi is on there, and so is Chuck. They got added a long time ago, and that's why she chimes in every once in a while and congratulates people and surprises them.
Woohoo!
I feel bad you can't see us, though.
You scared us half to death.
You can hear me. I didn't know who was talking. Someone said, what?
They're like, there's some weird man in here.
I thought Heather got a new recruit.
Well, it was like a delayed
That's like a man's voice in the ladies' room. You're all in your stalls thinking, wait, who's out there?
They never had really had that happen ever. The owners are one tonight.
Oh, Heather, I gotta go grab my notes.
But you can't see their video, but they're talking to us, to everybody. Uh-huh.
Well, this is fun.
I know. This is good. I'm trying to get everybody muted so we can hear you guys.
This is exciting, guys.
Hi.
Now we see Heidi and Orville.
Oh, okay, there we go. We're sitting in the car.
We voted.
Me too.
Yeah.
And now we're going to Taco Bell.
Well, see, it's Mexican night. We had a Mexican taco spaghetti dinner. It was a new recipe and it was delicious.
Was it good?
Yeah. Trace liked it, so I'm happy.
Was it called taco spaghetti?
I think so. I think I was making up the name, but I think it's a taco spaghetti casserole. My hairdresser gave me the recipe today, and I made it. I cooked 2 days in a row, so it's a record.
Cool.
I'm keeping my record of not cooking.
Me too. I usually do that.
Now, actually, we cooked Sunday. Had pretty good soup.
It was really good. Like a white chicken chili. It was good.
Owen brought his girlfriend home, so we had to kind of
we had to fake entertain.
We had to show that we actually cook.
That we cook once a month.
That you can't have Taco Bell on Sundays if you don't shop Sundays.
That's great. That's awesome. That sounds like my life. Fake family, fake cooking, because it's really like eat out 3 days a week. I mean, on my desk we have Burger King and Chick-fil-A breakfast, lunch, and my water bottle for dinner.
Yeah, awesome. I have cookies. But that's it.
Yummy.
So we need to go to Taco Bell.
Did Grace jump in the car?
What a nice surprise. There's a lot of people on here. Does anybody want to hop on and say like what your accomplishment was? While Heidi and Orville, I know Michelle Kimball made director and Holly promoted a superstar consultant and
Woo!
Patty promoted the lead. We've got a lot of things happening on this page right here. Now's your chance. Don't be shy. They're always so quiet.
I really missed what you wanted us to say.
Just if you wanted to tell Heidi and Orville something. You're on the phone with Heidi and Orville.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Holly, and I will see you guys in Cancun in January.
Woo!
All right, way to earn that.
Yay.
That's it.
Awesome.
That's it.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, cutie.
Hi. Well, we're getting ready for bedtime, so.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night.
Hi.
Hi.
Let's find her.
Paula.
Yes.
What's going on?
Nothing. What's going on?
Nothing. We're just hanging out.
Cheering everybody on.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
Bryson. Bryson.
Bryson. That's nice. We know a Bryson that has a really big curly Q mustache.
Tell them what's coming on. A baby's coming next month.
Oh.
From her.
What's that?
A baby's coming from her.
Are you sure?
When?
Next month. Next month.
Oh,
Yay.
fantastic. If it's a boy, are you going to name it Orville?
No, don't do it.
The girl named Chicken Tenders.
Oh, that's
Chicken
a good
tenders. That'd be better than Big Mac. Yeah, you wouldn't want to name a daughter Big Mac.
One. Hi, Jessica.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good.
Great.
Did you have a good month?
A very good month.
Yay.
Very good. What's the best thing that happened?
The best thing that happened is I made director.
Woo!
Awesome. Way to go. That's exciting.
That's very cool. Congratulations.
I'm proud of you.
And I hope you took a moment to celebrate.
I did.
Or maybe
I did.
even more than a moment.
I did.
That's good. Good.
Where are you guys going?
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
We voted. Now we're going to Taco Bell.
Is Taco Bell okay?
If you win the Super Bowl, you go to Disney World. If you vote, you go to Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
Nice.
Taco Bell.
Mom, let's go to Taco Bell. Then we're going to Taco Bell.
Yeah, we go where Mom goes. Hey, a crunchy taco only has 160 calories. And I get stuffed on 2 crunchy tacos. So
That's good.
that's not bad. It's got the 4 food groups. Hi, Phoebe.
Hi. How are you? I just have to look. Does it really say Phoebe? Yeah.
Hi, Brandy.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Hi. Did you have a good month?
I had a great month. I am hopefully well on my way to being lead consultant soon.
Awesome.
Woohoo! I need to start my car and you need to plug in.
Hopefully we don't drop you when we plug in my phone.
Wrong side. His phone is dying. It says low battery, so.
There we go. So lead consultant,
Yes.
that is. I will tell everybody, looking at the meeting or looking at the numbers yesterday, we did. So is today the 6th?
Yes.
Yeah, today's the 6th, right? Yeah, through the first 5 days of November, we are better than we've ever been in November. So 2011 was the highest November month, and we're about 5% above where we were after 5 days November 11.
Let's keep it up.
And we are ahead of 16 and 17.
I know we sold about half of our limited edition warmer.
Yeah, the Tannenbaum Express, half of them are gone. They probably will go sometime today or tomorrow, be finished up.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you want one, get one ordered because those won't be ones we will ever remake.
Keep. It's a limited edition.
And it is expensive, but it is super cool. That little train moves without any strings.
It's magnetic or something.
Yeah, there's a magnet that works. Completely new mechanism. It's super, super cool. What
All
else?
of us will go buy one right now if we haven't already done so. There goes the sale.
Yeah.
I know, it's over.
Yeah. But that was super helpful. Frosty Glow is doing very well, both the bundle and each of the individuals. So don't wait on that.
It's all doing good. It's good.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
And next Monday, holy cow, next Monday is going to be cool too.
Hi.
Hello.
Did we lose the volume?
No,
I think Jody's Jody.
Muting.
I muted because he came in because he's hungry and he wants to know what he can eat. He can go to Taco Bell with Heidi Norval.
He wants to go to Taco Bell.
Yeah, he'd do that because I just told him go make a bowl of cereal. So Taco Bell.
Yeah. Yeah. What kind of cereal are you gonna make?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch or Fruity Pebbles with marshmallows in it.
Those are the best.
Yeah,
Hey.
she agrees with you.
I got to tell you, those are 2 of the 4 boxes of cereal we have at our house.
Yeah, that's the good stuff.
That's all they live on.
My favorite cereal is Frosted Flakes.
Ooh, that's what Owen likes. Yeah, Owen loves that.
Lucky Charms is kind of
We have those too.
yeah. Lucky Charms is good.
Mine's Fruity Pebbles. I love Fruity Pebbles.
I like Captain Crunch with berries.
With berries, yeah, good too.
We have a lot of cereal. We're living in a rental, so we have a lot of frozen pizza, cereal.
Yeah, how much longer? It's coming along.
We're supposed to be closing the 16th, and then like an hour after we found that out, they called and said like 2 more weeks. So we don't have a rental until we only have the rental until the 17th. So I don't know where we're gonna go after that.
I would invite you here, but our house is torn up too.
Yeah, you know when ours is going to be done?
What's that?
You know when ours is going to be done?
When?
On Tuesday. Sometime.
We just don't know which Tuesday.
Oh, you don't know Tuesday.
Just some Tuesday.
I just tell people Nebuary. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nebuary.
I'm remodeling a car and a house, and it's a race to see which one of them is last.
It'll be the house for sure.
Yeah, y'all's house was completely gutted when y'all went live and showed us the video.
Yeah, it's all torn apart.
It is a complete remodel. How exciting, though.
Yeah,
it's so happy watching. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so fun.
We moved out in August, and we just barely picked the stuff for the kitchen. So
yeah,
that's what's slowing us down is I can't make up my mind.
It's hard.
I'm going to have a steam shower. That's all I care about.
Does anybody know who Chidi is from The Good Place?
No, you haven't seen The Good Place. Go watch The Good Place.
No.
Okay, but if you're looking for a TV show to waste your time, after all opportunities to talk to customers are past, The Good Place is worth binge watching.
I was just going to say that there's a character on that show that reminds me of me. So,
Indecisive.
Is it like a Netflix? Is it?
No, it's Netflix to catch up, but they have the new season out.
Third season is NBC.
Yeah.
Thursday nights.
Oh, never heard of it.
Yeah, it's good. Good Place. Kristen Bell, Ted Danson. It's
Actually, I'm impressed with Ted Danson on it.
Yeah.
So he does a great job.
But anyway, let's talk Cincy for a second.
Yeah.
You guys are rocking it. We're super excited about the momentum that is building.
What were you
coming
guys
off
gonna
of October?
talk about
And
tonight?
November is shaping up to be amazing. But don't take your foot off the pedal because we really need you to get as far down the road as you can. November and December. Don't get caught in traffic come January, if you know what I mean. Keep pushing while you have all of these extra opportunities, so that when the traffic clears after the Christmas cutoff, you're ahead of the pack.
Did you guys actually have something to talk about tonight, though? Were you guys going to go over something?
We were actually, this has come up several times on Jamie's team, Jody's team, my teams, about how to handle the situation. In fact, I saw on Carol's group page today on how do you not come across pushy, whether it's selling or sharing the opportunity. And so it really just striked up a conversation between Jamie and Jody and I on our Zoom the other day. And it really is, it made us think a little bit deeper about perspective and really how you feel about yourself in your business and what you're portraying. And it's perspective. You know, a lot of times someone's definition of pushy wasn't necessarily what we viewed it as, or it wasn't even happening in our business. So we're actually covering that topic tonight, is your typical pushiness is what you think you're bothering or being pushy in your business?
The best analogy that I heard was from Angie Williams years and years ago when she did a training at one of our meetings, and she said, you know, I don't drink coffee, but the lady at the restaurant comes and asks me if I want a cup, and Steve drinks coffee. I didn't feel offended that she asked me when I said no, and he doesn't feel offended when she comes over and asks for a refill. But in a similar situation, I feel like I'm putting somebody out by asking if they want Scentsy, or an existing customer if they ask a refill. But most customers think of me who is just being observant and service oriented, but we feel like we're being pushy. So you got to think of yourself as a person serving others, and you have to ask if they need a refill. You can't assume that they're going to ask you for a refill, and if they do have to wait, or if they do have to ask you for a refill, they're going to be much more irritated than they will be if you ask them for a refill and they say no. We've all experienced that, yet we think of ourselves, we don't think of ourselves as Scentsy consultants in that service mindset, and we have to in order to be a good customer service oriented consultant. It was the best training I've ever heard from Angie Williams, probably 10, 12 years ago.
The other thing I think that goes along with that is, because somebody had said this too, if you don't talk to them, somebody else will. And then you're going to find out, oh, well, they joined somebody else's team, and you're going to be like, dang, I should have talked to them. Oh, so there's nothing wrong with inviting somebody to join you and them saying no. Nothing wrong. And you're not being pushy. You're showing that you're excited about what you have to offer and letting them say yes or no.
Yeah.
So
you're only pushy if you ask after they say no. You're never pushy asking the first time. You're polite, you're respectful, and you're opportunity focused. So never feel like you're pushy if you've never asked. Because it's, by definition, impossible to be pushy before you've actually asked. That's our take. You guys probably have.
Tammy said, what if they never respond? When do you give up? Never, she's asked.
If they don't have the guts to tell me no,
yeah, keep asking them.
I keep asking.
Yeah.
If they're rude enough not to answer, then it doesn't really matter.
I don't know if it's rude though.
Yeah, you're right.
Because a lot of times they're in a crazy part of their life, and they're just not ready, so they're not going to respond. But later on, maybe whatever is going on clears up, and then they're like, "Hey, I'm so glad that you kept talking to me, and telling me because I'm ready now."
Heather, can I add to that too? Because I'm guilty of this one. I don't know, was it from Tammy? I don't know if you're texting people, messaging them, or calling them. I'm a texter. I would rather text all day long. And we were working on something yesterday, and I love that because Heather will always be real with me and call me out. And she's like, have you called any of these people? And I said, no. So if you haven't actually made the attempt to call them, Tammy, sometimes that might be exactly what you need, because it's really easy to ignore a non-verbal conversation, whether it's face-to-face or over the phone, but it's really easy to ignore a text or a message. So that would be my advice, and it came from Heather. Heather told me to.
One of the reasons why I asked is because you know how when somebody goes to Scentsy.com and places an order, and then Scentsy usually gives them, if they don't already connected to a consultant, then they usually give them to the person that's nearest to them. I have maybe I have to have like 15 or 20 people that have been placed to me, and I've reached out to them with thank you cards. I've given them mail every, for 4 months, and I've even text messaged them, and I never get a response. So I don't know if I should just give up, and maybe they're the type that just likes to be left alone and place orders when they feel like it.
One, we don't give to anybody. So if somebody has come to you that has just been assigned, if it hasn't been assigned, they've chosen you. And if they choose, if they chose you, and if they chose you and you don't, and you didn't know them before, they might have chosen you and don't want to be communicated with. They may just want you to be able to order when they want. But contacting them, because a few of them might want to become communicated with, and so always assume that they want to know, even if it takes forever. But that particular kind of customer is probably somebody who's looking for a silent consultant. They don't really want communication. But if you assume that and they want communication, then you've lost them. So it's better to communicate until they know.
I kind of feel that's what's happened to me with several of them, because I message them. I don't message them every month, but I do message them at first when they do order from me. I do send them a thank you card, and for 4 months I send them samples. And then later on, if I don't hear, they don't order again, I do message them again. But then if they don't respond, I leave them alone, because and sometimes they don't never order from me again. So I kind of feel like maybe I pushed them away from me.
I don't think that's. I would never assume that. Always assume the best, because you're more likely right. 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. That's a good follow-up plan, I think.
But I also think that there's nothing wrong with sharing your enthusiasm and excitement about something with somebody and just saying, I am so excited about Scentsy and what it's done for my life, for my family, and I just want to make sure that you know how I feel, and I want to join with me. I'm telling them how excited you are, because I think enthusiasm, what's the word? People can feel that.
Contagious.
Yeah, it is. People can feel that.
It's perceived and it's contagious.
What are you doing? What's wrong? Okay, hi. Shauna, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
So
Did you have
responding to customers? What I typically do when I get a new customer on the website specifically is I'll reach out to them and I'll just say, okay, thanks for your order. How often, or would you like me to contact you again to place another one? And oftentimes I'll get a response of 2 months, 3 months, or I'll give you a call when I'm ready.
Yeah, so you ask them when to contact them back.
Yeah, and it's worked really well for me. I've changed a lot up this year to help expand my business, and I've actually gained 2 or 3 new repeating customers that have spent hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
By asking them, okay, how often do you want me to contact you? And check in.
One thing I might suggest is, after they tell you what they're thinking, follow up with the question, if there is a special offered, would you like me to let you know about it?
Okay.
Right? Because it's going to be hard for them to say no. And we at the home office are working on things like LTOs, our Merry Mondays, our Monster Mondays in October, new buddy launches. We're trying to create a cadence of opportunities for you to contact your customers. So if someone was say, contact me every 2 months, and one of those opportunities came up, you would feel ready to contact them if it's within the 2 months. But if you followed up the question, every 2 months would be great. Would you like me to let you know if there's any special that happen? And they say yes, then keep your normal communication every 2 months but if there's a special, send them a very quick, because you asked, I'm sending you this information. On Monday, there's something special, or today, this was announced, right? And that allows you to keep contact with them in an invited way, even if they said, I only want to be communicated with every 2 months or 3 months or something like that.
Okay.
Okay, you've got your hands full.
I love it, and I miss those days.
Hi, guys.
Hey, hi. This is our last one here.
You better, like, hang on them.
This is our Googie.
Googie. Googs. Googs.
Do you think Maven helps take out some of the pushiness a little bit? Do you think that solves a problem for most consultants?
Absolutely.
Yeah, me too. Maven is incredible, I think. So, and our reports show that the people that are using Maven are increasing sales, increasing recruiting. So and increasing productivity.
We're finally at the point, we've been fighting for about 18 months to have consultant counts higher than the previous year. So right now, for the first time in a long time, we have more consultants than we did 12 months ago. And that's because the economy has been good, but Cincy's really been doing well. Better open the garage because...
It is open.
Oh, I thought we had the car running in the garage. We might fall asleep. Well, and so our consultant count is finally up, and I think that's why this month is going to do really well for promotions and helping people who promoted last month stay promoted. But Maven is, we can tell the people that are on Maven, and their growth year over year is accelerating at a much higher pace than those who aren't. So it is a very, very effective tool.
And they just made some changes to Maven and the templates, I think making it even a little bit easier and more personalized. So if some of you guys haven't had a chance or haven't done it recently to check out Maven, I mean, it's a lifesaver. You can work your business even when you're sitting in the doctor's office or whatever. That's how
they do an update.
I'm sorry, what?
Loving the new templates is what I heard.
Loving the new templates on
Maven.
Yeah. They just did a big update, so that's cool.
It's awesome.
And you even, there is a charge to it, but these templates are an example of why that chart, the charge is for two reasons. One, so Maven can continue to improve, like this. And two, people that pay for something value it, people that value it use it. If we were to just provide it for free, we'd spend a lot of money to spend otherwise, and most people wouldn't.
Can you guys tell how many people are on here? Is there like an administrator?
35.
35, Jamie says. Yeah, 35.
Okay, and so when whoever's talking, it just rotates or does a text like that?
Yeah, I think it'll.
I think you text or talk, then your screen pops up.
I didn't know if you could see everybody.
Oh, we can.
On your view.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to change your view. I was wondering how you knew who was talking. You're only viewing the person who speaks. We're viewing like, I don't know, 20 at a time. I'm like, how do you know who's talking?
Well, and while they're trying to fix their settings, I will tell you that Maudie Swain, who led last week's call, is getting Janessa to speak on one of our calls, either during the week on a Tuesday night call. We're getting that set up to get you guys informed about Maven too. They're going to come on and do a call for you.
Woohoo!
I think we've kind of dominated the call, and I feel bad. We just wanted to come in and shout everybody on and say hi. So we'll turn the time back over to you guys to continue your call and
do your thing.
You know much better than us how to run a Scentsy business, and we will leave it in your hands.
Thank y'all so much for popping on and surprising us. This was awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. And now you know where we're headed, so. I'm going to drive us to Taco Bell. Bye, guys.
Be careful.
Bye.
Bye.
That baby.
I think you're gonna have to re-mute some lines.
Okay.
Hey, Jode, before you remute, did you get a chance to hear what he was saying when he said how good the snowman was selling? I have a basket party that's closing on Friday, and there's like 11 of them ordered.
You said you want to go ahead and order it.
The snowman or the tree?
The snowman.
Both.
Well, I would order both.
Yeah.
I know, but it's Kristen's basket party, and she's not closing till Friday, and there's 11 bundles in the orders that I have just already.
So I would just order them on your PWS maybe.
Yeah.
And eat the shipping just so you're guaranteed that they're coming.
Sorry. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
And he
Buy
did,
from the party. That's what I would do.
they did indicate that the Tannenbaum probably wouldn't last another day or so.
Yeah.
So if you haven't gotten it and you wanted it, I think they suggest you go do that.
I got it.
Oh, my phone is spying on me. Why does it do that?
All right, I'll mute out now, girls. I just
Okay,
wanted.
let me see if I can figure this out, how to do this. Okay. Okay. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, so we're going to just kind of shorten this one up because what a nice surprise that was. My goodness. We had no idea who was talking, and I didn't know who Robot X was or Rob X, whatever. I have no idea what it said. And then he comes on talking about crack. So I said, crack room. And no, that's not, but it's hilarious. So what a nice surprise. But what we are going to talk about tonight is it had been brought up several times. And when we were talking on our Zoom, it really brought up a lot of different perspectives of things. So I want y'all to grab a piece of paper really quick, and you're going to have less than 10 seconds to write this down. And I really want y'all to do it. I want you to write down on a piece of paper 3 words to describe yourself in your business. 3 words. Ready, set, go. The first thing that comes to mind. It can be whatever you want it to be. And who wants to hold up their paper and show their 3 words or tell us what there is? Unmute and tell us what your 3 words are. Anybody want to share?
I will.
Okay, go ahead. Hey, Donna.
Happy.
Yes.
Who's going? Who's going? Who's going? Go, Donna.
Donna.
Okay, so my 3 words are fun, energetic, and product lover. I know that's 2 words, but I didn't know how to put it into one.
That's okay. Who's next?
I thought of 2.
Okay,
okay?
What did you think of?
Dedicated and thankful.
Okay, very good. Was it hard to pick a 3rd word? It was? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, go ahead. Anybody else want to share their words?
I'm gonna say, well, I wrote it down, but dedicated, thoughtful, but nervous. Like I'm very like.
There's nothing wrong with that. It could be good or bad thoughts. Just 3 words that came to your mind. So I'm glad that you shared that because not everybody's going to have those positive thoughts, right? So it's important for you to know what's in your mind about your business, right? Who else wants to share? Anybody else? And we're going to work on that 3rd one for you.
I will. Can you? No.
Hey, Ann.
Hi.
Hi. What's your words, darling?
I put punctual, honest, and fun.
Yay. Okay, good. Anybody else?
I put confident, dependable to customers, and trustworthy.
Very good. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. Anybody else?
I don't know. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Hey, Mindy.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay. I had put consistent, dedicated, and committed.
Good words. So the reason why I asked y'all to do that is we were on the phone the other day and we were talking, and one of Jody's girls had messaged her, and so it really just striked up this whole conversation and the whole point of this training. And I thought, I asked Jamie and Jody both to share their words. Do y'all want to share yours, girls?
I don't remember them.
Okay.
And I think dedicated was one of them.
Yes.
But I did just write them down again without this. This is what's funny. I just wrote them down again. Not remembering what.
And what you wrote?
I wrote happy, positive, and supportive.
Okay.
And the other day I couldn't think of anything. Well, if I did, I don't remember.
You thought of like one or two. Yeah.
So since we had like a preview of this test, so to speak, because Heather asked this question and Jamie and I struggled to answer this question.
They both did.
And she made a very valid point. And what it was, I finally came up with some words. My words today are different because I'm very insecure in my business, but I'm very honest and I'm very committed. And that's kind of hard to admit, I think, sometimes, because Heather said it doesn't always have to be positive. Sometimes a lot of us we perceive ourselves in a more negative way. And I'm often very insecure on how I word things, how I do things, how I handle things. So.
And the reason why I wanted y'all to write those words down is because I think a lot of times when we're talking pushiness or a perception of what we think is pushy, a lot of times our thoughts are created around the 3 words or the words or the self-talk that we're telling ourselves. So what you just wrote on paper is what you're thinking people's perception are of you, right? You're creating it. So it just goes to show you that sometimes maybe what you think is happening isn't happening. And it's exactly how Orville said about refilling the coffee. That she doesn't drink coffee, but you don't get offended when the waitress comes up and asks you, would you like a cup of coffee? And I think it is also perception a lot of times, and so I wanted y'all to see what your words were of what your self-talk was and to see what you're telling yourselves or what you are perceiving you are in your business. And I think that's really important. And so some of you may even be struggling to even identify the 3rd word. And like Jamie and Jody and Michelle, they had trouble. They had trouble picking things. It's always so hard sometimes to say nice things about yourself. I will admit I am the first one. I don't like compliments. I don't want attention on me. I will blow it off to the side. I don't want to hear it because a lot of times I just don't like it. I have a hard time with compliments. I don't like them. And I'd rather just be me and do my thing and stay in my lane. And I don't need any compliments, right? It makes me uncomfortable. I don't like it. So 9 times out of 10, I'll push it to the side. So a lot of times when you're doing your self-talk and you're perceiving your business this way on paper, and you can go ahead and make more lists of things tonight. And maybe it's write down 1 positive and 1 thing you'd like to work on and just match it up. Every time you put 1 thing you want to work on, you put 2 really good things. And if you struggle with, you don't know what to say, go ask someone, any of your customers, go ask your spouse, go ask anybody in this business how they perceive you. Get other people's perception. Because I know, Jody, when we had talked about, a couple people said, well, this is what people say to me. And I'm just going to throw it out there, and we're going to just kind of brainstorm what comes to your head, was, I still have so much wax. Well, the first thing that came to my head was, well, how often are you changing it? Because you haven't bought it for me it's been a long time. How are you not using your warmers properly? Jody, what else did you hear? Whatever we talked about, I still have so much wax.
I went a totally different thought process and direction than what Heather did, which was, well, I would suggest to that customer, well, have you thought about other products then? Like I would suggest things like our laundry. Well, that's great that you love our wax, but have you tried our laundry products? Or what about our Disney line? Do you have, you don't have to buy Scentsy just for yourself. Like I would offer it to that customer as a gift, like put the idea in their head that they can buy for other people. There's other lines of products besides our wax and warmers that they could try. But once Heather pointed out to me what her thought process was, I was like, that's so true. Like maybe they're not using it right. Like why do they have that much wax? So it's interesting when we talk because we often go in totally different thought processes. Stop it.
Does anybody else think of anything different when you hear I still have so much wax? What is your perception in your brain of when you hear that? What do you think of?
I want to know why they are warming it.
Where they're warming it?
Why they aren't warming it.
Oh, why they're not warming it. Okay, good.
Yeah. Why is it just sitting around?
When was the last time they bought? Like, have you smelled our new fall scents? I mean, do you know how many times I've said, they're like, oh, I have plenty. And I'm like, well, did you know this is our new scent of the month? Oh, like they just reminding them that there's new scents.
So is it odd? How often are you changing other products?
Another thing too, and I think Jessica was just saying this, like how, about how often you're using it, well, we're all tied into. Have any of you had a customer who didn't realize it wasn't going to evaporate and they just kept melting it over and over and over because it didn't leave and they thought that they, like, I'm like, you have to dump that out. It's been like a year. Change it. You certainly can't smell it anymore. So again, it comes down to Heather's point about, educating them to use it correctly and how often are they using it. So
it's so true. And sometimes I'll sell a warmer and I assume they know what Scentsy is and how to use it. And I don't instruct them. And you think somebody's really reading that tiny paper with all those instructions on it? Heck no. They're not. Okay, so another one. Let's just jump to another topic. Nobody wants to have parties. And this one was kind of fun because everybody came different things. Jamie, you want to lead this one with their?
Well, I have been on both ends of this. Number one, I have said this exact same thing. Nobody wants to have parties. Nobody wants to have parties. Just going back to what Heather said earlier, have you picked up the phone and actually asked them? And how did you ask them? Is it like, do me a favor? And or are you like, oh my gosh, we have this new product. I would be honest if it was me. I haven't done a home party in a while. I need to get back in the game. Let's have fun. Let's have everybody over. We'll make a lot of fun of it. I need to get, that's just how I would approach it. Like, I need to get back in the game. I need to feel comfortable with it again. And you were always so good to me and let's do this together. But like, basically, have you asked them or are you just posting on Facebook? If all you're doing is posting on Facebook, that's not enough. In my opinion, that is just not enough. You have to talk to people.
Yeah, you cannot run your business on hopeful posting. It's not going to work at all. One of the things that came to my brain on this one were themed parties. And Donna is a pro at the themed parties with doing the bunko parties, the Facebook bingo. There's a lot of different types of parties that you can do. And it's really knowing your audience, creating something to do. Like last year we did the paint letters of the J and the Y, and you could make it was Christmas glow, but you could do sleigh bell this year for the joy. It was a craft paint night. I mean, it's really captivating your audience with what they want to do. We've already planned another craft event for this year, and I think I have 14 people. Yeah, 14 people already signed up to do it. And you can do whatever you want. It doesn't have to be reinvent the wheel. You can find a cute craft and you can make them. So you can create home parties, believe it or not, and just do something really good to get bookings when you have the people in front of you. That's the most important part, is once you get them there, you're only halfway through the hurdle, because you've got to do something really amazing to get the people here. I hadn't had a home party, y'all, in years. And when they had the little pink Disney bundle of the Disney bars, I offered that. It's when we before they launched, they let us get a half price item. I bought 4 of them as my half price items. And I told my hostesses in a private message, if you book a home party with me, I will give you these Disney bars for free. So it cost me, what was it, 15? Were they $30-something or something? Or I don't even remember how much they were. And I don't normally give away that much, but I didn't give it to them until they had the party. But the point is it got me a home party, and I knew she was a wine person, and so I knew we could do like a wine contest where everybody brings a bottle of wine. It's hidden in the bag, and they've got to try to vote on their favorite wine, and I was going to give a prize away. So I angled it that way, and then I hooked her with the Disney bars, like, oh, I'll give those to you. So I knew my audience created the party around her. Well, I ended up getting 3 bookings off that party, and then Victor Corona ended up joining our team out of it. So in the long run, it was worth dangling that carrot, so to speak, but creating it and then dangling something great. Jody?
I was actually going to say a lot of what you just said about the different types of parties. Like, it doesn't have to be a traditional demonstration home party. I do have someone actually asking me if I'll do a home party. And again, because I'm insecure, I've kind of been putting it off. And I talked to her last night. I said, look, it's been a minute or two since I've done a home party. I want to because I'm in a new area. So personally, I want to meet new friends. Business-wise, I need to get out there and meet these people. So I have to do it for those reasons. And I told her, I kind of talked to her, like Heather said, create a party around that hostess's personality. This hostess happens to love wine. I found out she doesn't really like games. She has a lot of women that are already interested. She's already made a guest list. We haven't even set a date. And so, I gave her a few of these ideas that we have been tossing around: Heather's craft night, the bingo party, and a sit and sniff. Well, for the first one, she just kind of wants a simple sit and sniff, which if you're afraid to do a home party because of the demonstration aspect of it, this is a good way to do a home party, because you're just kind of gathering around the bar, having, some sipping on wine or coffee or whatever, excuse me, sorry, your favorite beverage is, and you're just kind of talking to the other women that are there, sharing the book, sharing the scents, and it takes that pressure off because it's a little less formal. So, again, just tailor it towards the audience, whether it's, 3 people or 10 people, and it can be very successful.
And I think too, it's being a good listener, knowing your audience and knowing what you can dangle in front of them, but with, like Jamie said, the right verbiage, the right excitement, the right tone, and how you are creating and being perceived by your audience, not what's in your head. So I think that's what's really, really important, because honestly, you can go, that's what I love about going into home parties is you can be anybody you want to be at a home party. You can walk in there and you may be the person that is the most shyest, just isn't outgoing at all. And these people don't know you from Adam. You can walk into a home party and have the most energy and say, hey, y'all, how y'all doing? And they don't even know you. They're not going to know your doubts and your fears. It's not written all over your head. You can create and set the tone for your event just by walking in the door. So Holly asked, can I share some of my themes? I don't seem to be good at coming up with themes. Love the wine tasting. How do I bring in Scentsy into that? So it's just a Scentsy wine tasting night is all it is. You ask everybody to either bring a bottle of red or white. You cover it in the brown paper bags. They number the bags, and you give the person a number. Everybody will sip on it, and you will taste the wines in between smellings. They vote on their favorite wine, and at the end of the night, you can give a Scentsy prize away to the winner of the red and the white. They're on Pinterest. You can Google those. It's really fun. Around the holiday time, maybe you're doing a buddy drive. Maybe you're looking for a buddy drive hostess. Maybe you've got a lady that is very charitable and loves giving back to the community. Find someone that can collectively get her group of friends together and do a buddy drive party where everybody's coming and just purchasing a Scentsy buddy that you're going to go donate to either the hospital or a women's shelter or something. There's a lot of different options. What are some of the other themes that somebody's done on here? Do y'all want to share some of your themes?
I'll share some of my things. Sorry you can't see me, but I'm
Go
here.
ahead, honey.
Okay, so I kind of piggybacked off of Holly's idea. She's doing a buddy drive. And when I read Holly's story, I was like, oh my God, that's so amazing. And her daughter's so cute. So I was like, well, how can I make this personable? So I talked about my story. My 2 older sons are adopted and they were foster children before I got them. And when I got them as infants, they came with just what they had on them and a pair of shoes. So I posted my story before I even said the Cincy Buddy Drive. I posted my story. And then I said, this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be, donating, or I'm asking for sponsors for Cincy Buddies, and I'm going to be giving those Cincy Buddies to foster children. And I didn't indirectly reach out to anybody, but every time somebody liked my post, I messaged them privately. And I'm like, thank you so much for liking my post. Would you be interested in sponsoring a Cincy Buddy? And I've had, in less than 24 hours, I have had 14 people purchase Cincy Buddies.
Wow, that's amazing.
And that's all from my direct messaging and just simply saying, thank you for liking my post. Can I maybe, and then I just tell them in the post, in the message, I just say they range from $24 to $40, which is very flexible with anybody's budget. What are you looking to spend? And they'll tell me $35 or $40 or $20. And I just send them an invoice, they pay it, and I've had everybody pay today.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
it really is awesome. Good for you.
And it's just that's the only thing, like, this Cincy Buddy Drive has been my most successful Facebook event ever.
And it feels good to be able to give back like that too.
And it's probably because you shared your personal story first. So you didn't just come out with, I'm doing this buddy drive, I need help, will you sponsor? Which some people, they'd be put off by that, because that's that pushy aspect that we think of. But you connected with your story first. That's the first thing that they read about you, not the fact that you were trying to sell or collect buddies. So good for you. That's really awesome.
Thank you. All because of my great sponsor, Holly. She kind of gave me the idea, and I was like, I didn't want to spontaneously post like, oh, I want to do that, and then boom, post. Like, it took me a couple of days to think about, what do I truly want to talk about? Because nobody just wants, don't want to pick a random story. You actually want to tell a story that's true and honest, but personal.
And that people can relate to. Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
I love that. And that was something we had talked about the other day. We asked, and all 3 of us, Jamie and Jody and I both all said, we're like, what do you define as pushy? When somebody approaches you, like at what point in your life has somebody approached you or tried to sell you something where you're like, God, this guy is so pushy, or this girl, like, it annoys me. And really my reasoning was, when I've told a person no, and they follow up, or I specifically tell them, I cannot do this until 3 months from now, and they call again next week after they didn't hear me. They didn't respect my word and what I told them. That to me is pushy. So we asked, like, Jody, what did you define, what it was pushy to you?
It's very similar. And I shared a story of, and Heather Daly, bless your heart, because I sent them to you too, the rainbow vacuum cleaner guy. Granted, I love my rainbow vacuums. I have 2 of them, but he made me very angry because he just didn't listen, and he wouldn't leave until I had to finally be like, dude, it's 9:30 at night. You gotta go. Like, that to me is pushy. Just not because he wasn't listening to me, he wasn't hearing what I was saying. I had already addressed his, the offer that he was giving to me. I've already addressed it multiple times. That's being pushy. And I actually sent an article. I don't think we didn't discuss it yet, but in there it talks about what makes somebody a pushy salesperson. And that, I think, was like, I'd have to look, but I want to say it's number 3. Like, somebody's already answered you and said no, and you keep going back and back and back. And I don't mean like, okay, we've offered Scentsy. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, okay, well, we offered Tannenbaum and they didn't necessarily like that. That doesn't mean we can't offer them the next special that we think may be more up their alley. It's constantly asking the same customer or person the same question and never offering them something new. That's being pushy.
And I think you made a valid point, because it's to that specific person. It doesn't mean you posting something on your hopeful posting on your social media How is that pushy when you have 912 friends? You didn't send 912 private messages and heard their no, and then called their house phone and left a message on their answering machine, and then called their mom to say, did she not hear my message on the answering machine? Like, I don't think we're doing that. I think we're okay. I don't think we've crossed that Cincy line yet, but I was essentially trying to listen to my reasoning of what unjustified, what I thought was pushy has happened to me. And I want y'all to think about that in your life. What situation has happened where you have been like, you are a pushy used car salesman, if you will, or whatever. And think about it, your Cincy business. Have you done that to anybody you know?
So I have something I wanted to share. Yeah. I mean, I just now thought of it.
Yes, go share.
So the other day, my son comes in and he goes, hey, somebody's here. They want to see the homeowner or whatever, which he was just throwing them off on me. It was the guys coming around selling steaks. Like, you know, I don't know if y'all have that where you're at, but they have like the meat, steaks, whatever in their truck. Is that just a country thing? I'm not sure.
Yeah, we have it too.
Okay, thank goodness. Okay, so number one, I was super busy. So I wasn't rude, but I wasn't super friendly. But I listened to what he had to say. I tried to be attentive. And he said, well, you know, like I said, well, you know, if you could come back when I'm not so busy, what I was really thinking is I didn't want him to know. I don't ever like anyone to know that no one else is here with me. Obviously, my son was here, but I didn't want it to be like, oh, I can't make purchases without my husband. But I kind of didn't want to get too heavily invested in this conversation, quite honestly. So anyway, long story short, he kind of kept going and I kind of was politely. So what I would say is, listen, watch their body language. Like, I know that sounds weird, but sometimes if you can tell that they're busy or that they're trying to, like, if you had to pull them away from something, you know, be aware of their body language and what I hate to say interrupted them, but if you did, pay attention to that. And then the last thing that he said was, well, you know, if you don't take advantage of this now, you're going to miss out on some great deals, which I know is just a spill he's giving me. Right. But I was like, well, I appreciate you sharing that with me, but still right now is just not the time. I mean, y'all, it was about to be like, it was this close to me saying, dude, get off my property. Like, he just was not I was trying to be polite. I was trying to be considerate. I listened to all the things that he shared, but he just, and I know they probably work off commission and all the things, right? But I was trying to be respectful of his time, and he just continuously was not being respectful of my time and my answers. Like you said, Heather, he was not listening to what I was saying. He should have said, well, I just want to let you know about that deal. Maybe tomorrow afternoon we'll swing back by around this time. Is this a good time? Like, there's been times that. Yeah. And he could have done that, and I would have been more apt to say, oh my gosh, yes. Come back at this time. This will be a great time for me to sit down. I won't be as preoccupied.
Now, let me ask you this, Jamie. Mm-hmm. Let's flip the script. You've never seen this guy before. You've never bought from him before. Mm-hmm. Let's say you had bought meat from this guy 2 times before. This is the 3rd time he's shown up at your door in a year.
Well, hey, Billy Bob, I'm glad you remembered me on your list. I've been wondering where you've been. I need some more steaks. It would have been a totally different kind of experience.
See what I mean? So the fact that he was cold calling you basically at your door, you didn't know this guy.
You didn't know him.
You didn't feel like you had to owe him anything. You were getting irritated. 9 times out of 10, when we're following up with somebody, they've already bought from us. So they're not feeling like we're cold calling them out of the blue in a phone book how we used to do it and pick a name and call. You don't have to do it like that anymore. Right. You can, but I mean, I don't do that in my business, but I mean, I've known people that have done it and it's very successful, and businesses still to this day still cold call. But it's not that relationship, just like Jamie said, like, it is not, that awkwardness is not there. That resentment is not there when that frustration, if they bought from us already.
Did any of you reach out to customers before, like the Monster Monday sales? I know I did. And then what is kind of solidifies that you're doing okay job with your follow-up is when they say, thank you so much, I got some really good deals. That's when you really get confirmation that it's okay. Like, they appreciate us saying, hey, we've got something coming up. I don't know what it is.
Well, and that happened to Jamie today, didn't it? We were on the phone.
Well, and also, What?
Didn't your, from follow up on Maven, didn't your customer send tons of pictures today with her warmers and her new thing? It's exactly what Jody's talking about. Like,
yes. And and even like what Jody said, letting them know about a deal coming up. But guess what? I got emails that said, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I'm pretty much set right now, but I'll still check it out." Like, there's been several email returns or text returns that I've gotten that they've been like, "I'm good right now, but you're so good. Thanks for staying in touch with me." Like,
yes,
it doesn't always mean a sale. It doesn't always. But they're always like, "You're so good," and I'm gonna be like, "Thank goodness, Maven."
They look at it like we're really good at our job.
Yeah. Maven makes us
your
look
stuff
really good.
together. Like, she is on it.
Maven makes our job easier.
Bedroom, you'll see how much I'm on it.
So, you guys, if you're afraid to follow up because you're afraid that you're going to come off pushy right from the get-go, I promise you, like Orville said earlier, you can't come off pushy if you don't ever put yourself out there. You're not pushy if you're offering a customer a good deal and good service. And again, Maven shows you everything that they ordered, the last time that they ordered, how long ago was it. So you can be like, "Hey, Heather, I hope you're still enjoying that Yukon warmer," because I can't think of another warmer. We've got some great fall scents, and I know that you liked baked apple pie or pumpkin roll, so I thought maybe you'd like this one. They appreciate it. And if they don't want to order, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get, "Oh, I'm good right now, but thanks so much for checking in." You're welcome. I hope you and your family are well. Have a great day. But that's it.
Your monthly mailers, you're still getting under their nose once a month.
Yep. I mean, I want to share something, but I don't want it to be like braggy, because that's not what I want. I just want to drive home a point. But, I'm in a brand new area. I don't know anybody here. I've already gotten several new customers from handing out samples and things. But because I'm in a new area, I was afraid, like, "Oh my God, how am I going to get my sales?" I'm over 800 in sales from follow-up. That's it. You just got to do it. You can't let it be scary to you, because people in the long run really do appreciate it. And if they don't, they're lost.
Well, in Maven, it gets your follow-up and it'll tell you, "Oh, they haven't ordered from you in 2 months," or they haven't. Well, I had one that literally said, and I'm not kidding, it's been over a year since they've ordered. It might have even said 2 years. I'm not sure. And I was like, "You know what? I'm texting her. I don't care." Or I sent an email. I changed the script a little bit. I promise you, she had an over $200 order the first of the next month.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not trying to brag, and I'm not saying that's how it's going to be every time.
No.
But I was like, "Whoa." I don't even know the last time
count your wins, girl.
And because you're bringing it to the front of their brain. They're seeing it. They're like, "Oh yeah, she's like, I do. It's fall. I want those scents. I want these things." Right. So like, I don't know. I think that's pretty exciting to have those kind of like responses, even like if it's $5, nothing, just a response. It's pretty awesome.
Well, and Jamie, too, I've gotten those Maven ones too, where it's 1 or 2 years and I'm like, "Oh, I suck." Here's the thing. That customer may have wanted to reach out to you, but they're like, nobody ever really sells Scentsy that long. So she probably doesn't. So they're not going to reach out to you for fear that you're not selling it and they're bothering you. So by you reaching out with an email, text, or a call saying, "Hey, I just want to let you know, it's been a while since I've checked in with you. I'm still here. Is there anything I can help you with? There's a lifetime warranty on your warmer. Just wanted to make sure everything was good." And then they're like, "Oh my God, you still sell Scentsy? I need 27 bars of My Dear Watson." Wouldn't that be nice?
I have a quick question. I need your opinion on something.
Yeah.
So I had a bag party the other day. Got several, I'm hoping to be returning customers. But I went to my Maven for my follow-up to send out the first message to make sure they'd received their order and tell them thank you. And the response back was "stop" in capital letters. So it's the first time it's ever happened to me. Now, granted, the same day I did send a text out to the same bag party, and she responded and asked if she could get my testers and smell them because she wanted to place another order. But what would you respond? What should I say? I don't know this person, obviously. I have no idea. I don't know who she is. But what would you say back?
I would reply with a very personal message. She may think it's a robo, is that the right word? The robo message going out. I would just say, "Oh, I'm so sorry that I didn't mean to bother you. Just please know that I'm always here if you have any questions. There's a lifetime warranty on our product. I'd be happy to help you in the future."
Okay.
That way she'll know it's really a person and not just an
auto reply stop. And
I
all
would
that.
say something like that to be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't want to bother you. Just letting folks know about our deals or whatever, however you word it.
Yeah.
And then, I'll make sure to remove you from my text messaging, whatever, unless you say otherwise. Have a great day. Like,
And
just
then
like what
maybe
Jody said,
follow
I
up,
would just
Donna.
make sure that it's a personal thing or whatever.
And maybe follow up, say, I can remove you from my text messages, but do you want me to still mail you my physical monthly mailer with the sample? And let her decide. So you're kind of flipping it back. So you're acknowledging that you're listening to her, right? Like you heard all of us say tonight, we were frustrated because they weren't listening. So it's very important that you acknowledge what she's saying and then let her make the final decision on if you're trying to dangle that carrot where she's making the move. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Let us know if you send that, Donna, what she comes back with. Because I'm curious to see if she would respond with something like, oh, like you're a real person.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, she probably just wrote stop thinking it was like an auto thing. So
what do you think is the appropriate amount of time to wait for a follow-up when you don't get a response?
When Maven tells me to.
Well, that's a good answer.
Yeah,
Well, I was actually going to say I had a customer message me the other day, stop as well. First time ever. And I did the same thing. I responded, I didn't mean to bug you, and I'll stop messaging you. I hope you have a great day. And she didn't respond to that.
I mean, you could always respond saying, oh, you're the winner, exclamation point. They'll respond real quick, what I win? Oh, girl, washer with samples. Let me mail it to you. I don't know. I'd turn that around real quick. They're going to want me to text them when they want my freebies.
Well, I've gotten a lot of text messages about boating. I don't know if y'all have. I get like 2 or 3 texts a day. But whatever. I've seen some, I won't get political, but I've seen some really hilarious responses people have given to some of these people. But that's a great question, Heather. How long would you wait? I think like what Orville said. I think until they told me
I
stop.
was just reading her question.
What?
I was just reading her question out loud so y'all can answer it on the chat.
Oh, because I was thinking, like until he said that, I was like, until they say no, until they say stop, you just never know. There have been people that I've texted and I never get anything back. Nothing. And then, whoop, 6 months later, I see an online order. So I think until they specifically said stop or take me off your list or remove me, I probably would just continue. And like Heather made a good point. Like, okay, you don't want to receive my text, but would you still like to get my monthly mailer? That's a great way to be like.
I mean, that way you're still staying in their face. That's why those realtors and all those people do those pop buys, right? I mean,
They do what?
In the front of their mind.
What they do? What, Heather?
Pop buys.
What?
A pop buy?
I don't even know what word you're saying.
A pop buy. A
like
pop buy.
Like pop by to see you?
Pop by.
Like they stop over and say hello?
I thought you were saying chicken pot pie. I didn't know what was happening.
I only figured out because of Jamie. I still don't understand the words Heather's saying.
Pop by.
A stopover, like they stop by and
I'm
say
just popping by to say hi. Jody.
Everybody to go to.
Jody, you've never heard popping by?
She said Popeye.
No,
like,
not Popeye's chicken. Google or go to Pinterest and type in cute pop by ideas. That's what these realtors do. They drop like a pumpkin on your porch or the thing sunflower seeds saying, hey, I'm here on your front porch.
Oh, I can guarantee you that is not done in New York.
Well, it is done here in Texas, my friend, and it's done in a lot of places.
I would feel like that was a stalker.
Jody, newsflash.
No.
You're no longer in New York.
No, I'm not, but I still don't have.
You got to keep them in the front of your brain. That's why they do that. Because when you think of a realtor, they need to think of them.
Stalker.
You're going to start doing Cincy pop buys. It's okay. Cincy pop buy chicken.
Popeye, what would that look like?
A random washer with sample on the door.
So just a drop off, like you're gifting it.
It's a pop buy, Jody.
I don't think I like that term, but okay.
I bet you do.
Okay.
So how can we get people involved or wanting to purchase with boxes or participate in sales even if you post like crazy in text too? Do you do boo bags or Santa stockings?
Do you take it to them and show them the products if possible? I've gotten whip boxes just by people sharing after they got it, and I didn't even ask them to share.
Yeah.
Which shocked me, actually.
I don't have anybody that I know of enrolled in the whiff boxes either, so I don't think I'm a good one to answer that. I mean, I love them.
Well, I have people who just order them through me, but not like Donna, who has a gazillion people.
Well, how does Donna get a gazillion people?
Because she knows everybody, I promise you.
Y'all are talking weird today.
A lot of, just real quick, since you said my name, I'm going to let you know. So I, like Jamie, like I have people that tag me like crazy on them, even though I don't ask them to, because they genuinely love the products that I'm putting in. They just absolutely love it. I do a couple of fun things with my whiff boxes. So I have these little colored garage sale stickers. And after I've given out or delivered all my whiff boxes, I will send them their message to tell them thank you. And P.S. check the bottom of your box. And if you happen to get a yellow sticker on the bottom of your box, then you're going to get $5 off of your box for next month. Or I'm always doing something like that. And so it's random. Like I'll put the stickers on the boxes so before I put the names on them, so I won't know who I'm giving them to. Or a lot of the customers I've gotten from whiff boxes, if they refer a friend and it's someone new to my business that has never purchased from me before and they get a whiff box, then my existing customer that did the referral gets $5 off their box next month also. Just little fun things like that seems to really keep them coming back, and they really do tell their friends about it because they love them.
They do. It's creating something fun, and I love that because, like, even on my craft night, one lady, she paid for 4 people. She was only one. She bought 3 and then messaged me again tonight and said, "Oh, hey, can Claudia come? Her housekeeper." So now Claudia's coming, and I'm like, "Absolutely, the more the merrier." But it's because they want to come have fun. They've been to events of mine in the past. So it's creating that buzz. It's the same thing that Donna's doing with her stickers on the bottom. It's creating that buzz and that excitement. And it's referring. People will refer. They absolutely will. All right, guys, it is 8:15. And sorry, Maudie wanted me to tell you at the beginning of the call, but it caught us off guard. She was actually at an event tonight, so she could not get on the call tonight. But we will be live again next Tuesday night, same date and time. If you've got any fun topics that you want to talk about, I need to still go through my list of people that volunteered on topics that they were really good at. I need to put that into a document, and I don't even know where it's at now on the group page. So I'll go find it. I'm going to write it down on my piece of paper with all my things. Guest speakers. That's what I'm going to write down. Somebody's got to help me remember that. Okay. It's in all my
Heather, did you talk about that tonight? Because I had stepped out about having the guest speakers.
No, you know what we did, and maybe Jamie and Jody can put it on their pages, is I created a poll on my group page that said, what, if you were comfortable being a guest speaker, what topic would you say you're like an expert in or really confident in sharing to talk about? Because really it's y'all and your experiences and what you're doing. I mean, you get sick of hearing from us, but like when Michelle and Amy led that call and Holly last week, they really got a lot from it. So we're going to try to get guest speakers a lot on these calls, but we don't want to call people out that don't want to do it. I mean, I kind of do, but I mean, I'll offer first and ask you, but yes, I want you to be uncomfortable in your business so you become comfortable later. But we'll start out slow. We'll pump the brakes a little bit. So if there is something you are comfortable with talking about, then tell us. So we can absolutely slot you out 15, 30 minutes, whatever you want. It doesn't matter. But we want to keep these calls consistent. And I know sometimes there's things that come up, like when Michelle and Amy totally covered for me. They're like, "Can we get her back again? We want them back." So I'm like, okay, yeah, because I want to just schedule up a year of calls. If I could have that done, y'all, because every Tuesday morning I'm like, oh crap, I got to create an event. And what are we talking about? I don't even know. It's so stressful. And so I think collectively as a whole, we can all work together to make this great. Oh, that sounded so political. Did it not? Did I just sound political again? So we can all make this great. Cincy great. What 2 weeks ago I was a hooker, and now let's make Cincy great by working together.
I think this was fun. I haven't been on a Zoom in forever with everything going on. This was good. This was fun.
We have fun on our Zooms, don't we?
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for getting on, guys. This was great, and what a nice surprise with Heidi and Orville. I had no idea.
No.
Well, I'm gonna get my pajamas on.
Don't forget to stop the recording, sweetie.
I'm so glad that all y'all were on here. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you, everyone, for getting on and taking time. Who's rocking their kitty? Aww.
Oh, sweet kitty.